Hello and welcome to Boomer 11 Live for this live stream. And obviously, we are back after a thrilling game of cricket where Gujarat took on Mumbai Indians. It was a much awaited game of this year's IPL way before this game had even begun. And when the fixtures came out, everybody had eye on this game. Hardik Pandya's return as MI skipper in Ahmedabad. It did not turn well at all. And a lot of people expected this. A lot of people wanted this, to be honest, not expected, wanted this to happen for not this not turning well. And as everybody wanted, is Shubman Gill who has got one over Hardik Pandya, and in Ahmedabad with 60,000 or 80,000 people booing him, and everything as per the script which was written by Jay Shah has worked perfectly. A low score, let's say 169 is not a big score. Let's be very honest. Modern T20 standards, it's not a big score. And this IPL, especially, it hasn't been a big score. With heavy dew, with everything, Ashish Nehra's magic works again. Him managing that team and the boys, Umesh Yadav, I don't know how he managed the ball that fine lower, pick up those wickets. And Spencer Johnson, after having a horrendous first over, returning back, picking up those wickets. Mohit Sharma, Sai Kishore, Rashid Khan, everybody chipping in with wickets as well, and some impressive bowling there. And Shubman Gill did an outstanding job as a captain. But Jaren, how do you feel? This game was just a seesaw in every possible manner, because it started off as a game where Mumbai Indians dominated in every aspect. You looked like Bumrah was back. It looked like a team nobody could defeat, right? And the start they got, let's be honest, this was Mumbai's game all throughout. It was just Gujarat's brilliance on the ball and Mumbai's just ordinary batting which got Gujarat back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, very, what do you say, pretty much the kind of match we expected, we would say, in many ways, as in the events and how it unfurled. But you'd have to say, Gujarat would be very disappointed with the way they ended things as well. They would have expected at least 20 more runs the way they got off to, because they consistently were scoring runs. But Sai Sudarshan never got going. And then aside from that, I think aside from him and Rahul Tewatia and then Shubman Gill early on, no one really got going for them. But then, surprisingly enough, now just going over the stats of Umesh Yadav, and I'll tell you what Umesh Yadav has, for some reason, the best bowling average in the last 3 overs. And very surprising that is. I mean, he goes for a lot of runs as well compared to the other stages of the game. But in the last 3 overs, his average is 24.8. He's gotten 48 wickets in 83 innings. So surprising, you would have to say, in many ways that he gets wickets those in that important phase. But I would have to say that, for me, I still believe that Hardik Pandya should have come a little bit more earlier. I understand you're giving everyone else an opportunity, but in a ground where Hardik Pandya has played so many games for them, for Gujarat Titans, I believe him coming early would have been better than maybe Tim David coming that bit earlier, because Tilak Verma was struggling throughout to middle the ball. He did hit a six before he got out, but then he never really looked like himself, that free flowing Tilak Verma that we know of. And I believe him and Tim David both consuming a lot of deliveries really pushed MI to that brink, and then never really happened for them.
Absolutely. We'll take some comments because Kapil has already made a complaint, so we'll just take comments first up. How come players play test innings in T20 like Tilak and David? I mean, to be honest, Tilak was always overrated. I just don't know what's the hype about him. Maybe he might have a phenomenal IPL where he scores 700 runs, but in my opinion, he's still very overrated to play for India. That's my opinion. Gill started his captaincy off with a win. Yes, he was outstanding today. Eventually, Rohit fans will cherish with MI's loss. As Pandya isn't like there's a new role in the captain. Jaren, please read my comments. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Mother IPL keeps delivering, is what Teju says. But Jaren, what I felt the most amazing thing about today's game was the way in which how they had opportunities, right? I'm talking about Mumbai Indians to seal the game and possibly in the 18th over or 19th over. The more you deeper you took, let's come to the fact where they were 42 runs, 42 balls, 54 runs was the no 59 runs was the margin of difference. That's 16 runs margin of difference, right? And from there on, I think they were 40 balls, 54 runs. You shouldn't be losing the game from there on. What you needed just about 7 runs, close to 8 runs per over, and you don't lose games like that. I just felt there was a lack of inexperience. Hardik Pandya not coming early was a major factor. What do you make of it? I mean, to be very honest, I understand what you tried to do was to take on the Pacers. You wanted to send in a Tim David and to demolish a Mohit Sharma. That was a whole plan because Tim David. So if you look at his strike rate, he strikes at 211 against pace and 122 against spin. So the difference is massive, and he knows how to strike pace. And all that Gujarat had at that stage was were paces. And Hardik maybe was a little underconfident that he hadn't played any cricket since November of 2023. Maybe that could be one of the reasons you reckon he pushed himself down the order. Or is Hardik trying to say, I'm a new finisher for this team who's going to come at number 7 and do something different?
No, I did feel like he was trying to be the finisher for them, but again, that's my point, right? And that's where you have to really give credit to Shubman Gill and Ashish Nehra as well. They balled a lot of the spinners. They got in Rashid Khan as soon as Tim David came in. They balled more spinners when Tim David was batting, which really I think he came into ball in the 13th over. I mean, came into bat in the 13th over rather for MI, and from there on just felt like Gujarat shifted to their spinners, and that really helped curtail him. That really helped keep him quiet. At a point in time, they had a silly point, if I'm not wrong, or a silly mid off for Tim David at a point in time. So you have to really give credit to Shubman Gill. He took control of the team. The Prince today went over his ex-commanders. That's pretty much what Geo Cinema built up this game to. And I think, again, as I mentioned, right, I think Hardik Pandya has become a player now who I know he played 11 of 4, but I still believe he's a player now who needs a bit of time, who needs a little bit more time.
I
And if he
agree. I
had
agree. I
come in the
think
12th, yeah, I mean, as I said, right, if he had come in the 12th over, that would have solved two problems for them. Because I don't think Shubman Gill would have
during
kept the
the
spinner to
entire
the end over.
occasion got to Hardik Pandya as well today because if you look at the
Yes,
setup, the
yes.
crowd, everything, didn't that really got to him at some stage? Because I felt he was very disappointed after his dismissal. It just felt like he just lost in front of the 80,000 fans, and that's exactly now he did not want to happen, right? Now
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya would have known that this is one place I have to go and win, no matter how many games I lose this IPL. But in Ahmedabad against Gujarat Titans, I gotta win. That's one thing he always wanted to do. But now that he's not doing that, and as Teju mentions, Mumbai Indians have never won a first match since what 2013, 12. I
Hmm.
think it's been like what, a decade or more since Mumbai Indians have never won the first match, but they still have gone to win 5 titles in that period. I think Mumbai Indians did a lot of things right. Their bowling looks exemplary. I mean, we'll talk about that to start off with. You think Gujarat fell short by at least 20 runs today? I felt that personally because with the due they had, I think Gujarat were at least 20 runs short, but all thanks to Bumrah, right? Bumrah's 4 overs, 14 runs, 3 wickets. It was Bumrah of some other level. I mean, if you have Bumrah of that class in your team, you're never going to score those 20 runs. That's as simple as that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I felt that too, Abel. As I said earlier as well, I think Gujarat fell 20 overs short for 20 runs short for sure. The kind of batting they have at that stage as well, you really feel like the stage was set for them because I think the wicket of David Miller in the 15th, 17th over is where things really shifted, and then Tewatia as well looked like pushing them over that 180 mark at a point in time. He fell at the worst possible time. Vijay Shankar coming at I think he came at number 6, was very
Number 6.
surprising for me. I felt maybe Ajmatullah could have been a better choice at that point in time. Maybe Ajmatullah and Vijay Shankar should have shifted their
I have an
positions.
interesting question for you here. Now,
Yeah,
you spoke about Vijay Shankar at number 6. If Vijay Shankar is your long term number 6, why don't you try in a Shah Rukh Khan? I mean, Shah Rukh Khan, you bought him in
yeah,
the IPL auction primarily for that role, right? Until unless there's an injury, you shouldn't be having Vijay Shankar at 6. And I don't
yeah.
really see a team where, okay, I can understand if you lose a couple of wickets, you want Vijay Shankar to steady the ship. That's the whole point of things. But I don't see Vijay Shankar fitting into this team at any point because if in my fair opinion, I think Shah Rukh Khan should come in and bat at number 6 for this team, or at least at number 5 if you don't want to send him at number 6. Either ways, but Shah Rukh Khan is a definite starter who should be starting in this team because he's not someone who should be sitting out, and Vijay Shankar should be getting the nod in this format at least.
No, especially if you're batting him at number 6, that was an absurd call. I would say it almost cost them as well. He played what 6 of 5 at a strike rate of 120
Yeah, I did.
at a number 6 position, and he came in right after the wicket of David Miller. So if he comes in at that stage and he's giving you in the 17th over and he's wasting a whole over scoring 6 runs, that's an absolute blunder, and I think that's where the downfall as well began for them. I'd rather have a Rashid Khan come at that stage at number 6 Or
Yeah,
otherwise Rahul Tevatia. Rahul Tevatia coming at that stage would have given him 5 more balls, right?
yeah,
That is a huge blunder I felt, and that's where I feel they lacked those 20 runs. But then it did not affect them because then you saw, I mean, Mumbai make a similar mistake by sending in Hardik Pandya later down the order. Because if Hardik Pandya had come in that stage, you've got spinners who he could have lined up.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then Tim David comes lower down the order, and you know that Shubman Gill is not going to save up, except
yeah,
for Rashid Khan. No other spinner is going to ball at that stage. So very surprised
yeah.
that those two mistakes could have costed those teams. Now the question was whose mistake is going to cost them more, and I think Mumbai's did cost them more.
I think nobody will talk about this mistake, but I felt Devol Brewis's knock today was a little iffy, in my opinion, because if you look in the
Hmm.
larger context
Hmm.
of things,
Hmm.
that knock
Yeah.
consumed a lot of balls. I mean, he did score the runs, right? At the end of the day, when you look at the stats, oh, wow, 49 odd runs, beautifully played. I mean, brilliant batting. But look at the balls he has faced, right? I think he's faced close to 39 balls, 37 balls in today's innings. I mean, let's be honest, 37 balls, 46, 47 odd runs in that situation where he was consuming a lot of balls. There came as okay, he was hitting that odd six every now and then, but he was consuming dot balls, especially against Sai Kishore. You let Sai Kishore operate the way you wanted. Gujarat would have ideally liked him to operate. And that's why I'll give credit to Gujarat. What did you make of Sai Kishore's bowling as well? Because one area you can talk about Devol Brewis, then you can talk about Sai Kishore.
Oh yeah, I think it was very surprising knock once again from Devil Brewers because we've seen him do this before as well, right? Where there's a
Yeah.
period in the game when he's batting that he plays really well, he's striking the ball well, he's scoring runs, and then all of a sudden there comes another point where all of a sudden he seems like he's forgotten how to bat, and that is becoming a problem for him as a cricketer because if he is to take over the legacy of Baby AB, you would have to say that he has to do a lot better and just going over his records as well, he does seem to struggle against spin. And if you look at his strike rate against left arm orthodox, which is what Sai Kishore is, he doesn't get out as often, but he strikes at 106.8. So
Yeah. Yeah.
really iffy record
I
there.
think in
Another
T20 cricket, 106, if you're going to strike against any bowler, and that's going to be a certain matchup. And T20 cricket isn't all about wickets as a matchup. It could also be dot balls as a matchup where you
strike rate,
struggle to score
exactly.
against a particular kind of
Precisely,
bowler.
precisely. And just, his dot ball percentage is variable. Now that you mentioned is 43.2, so which is very close to half of it. And then, I mean, the only other kind of baller that troubles him more is a right arm off break. So they didn't have a right arm off break to throw the ball to the Gujarat
Do you also
Titans.
think there was a tactical mistake from MI? I mean, obviously you want to play four foreigners. It's something which a lot of teams do mistakes of. Nehal Vadera was not a bad option at all. I mean, he can play left
Yeah.
arm spin well. He's a left. He did pretty well in the last season without this Devol Brewers who did not even show up for a single game. I thought that was really a mistake from Mumbai Indians camp. Or else send in a Nabi as a finisher for that matter. You could have promoted
Yes.
Tilak up the order,
Yes.
Hardik up the order. These were things they could have done much better. I was very shocked when Devol Brewers walked into bat because I did not see that coming. Okay, Naman Dil played a brilliant knock play. Let's give it to him. In his first game, scoring those runs at the click, he scored 20 runs off 10 balls is what he scored, and he looked very confident. But after that, to send in someone like Devol Brewers did not make a lot of sense to me. Rohit, yeah, he did play his knock. He looked a lot comfortable when he was out there in the middle. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, Devol Brewers' knock really did backfire them. 46 runs given it, but he shouldn't not have been the one who should have walked. It should have been Tilak Verma at number 4, possibly Nehal Vadera, or for the matter, you could have made Nabi come to bat at number 7 or something of that sort. So that's a very bad call, which is misfired for them. You reckon these tactical mistakes could be really avoided? I mean, these small things really cost a lot in the end of the day, right? When we talk about minor things, and especially with impact sub, a lot of teams tend to misfire those tactical subs, and that really costs your team a big way.
I think the one player they missed the most today was Suryakumar Yadav. He isn't cleared by NCA yet, and it seems like the two options you gave me, Mohammad Nabi and Nehal Vadera, also don't really do well against left arm spin. But at least they have 20 clicks more when it comes to strike rate. They strike rate at least 120, both of them close to 120, 126.
No, what I mean is,
That is a
my
way
whole
better
point was
option.
Nehal Vadera at 6 at least, or Nehal Vadera at 7. Tilak Verma should have been the
Yeah, but
person who should have been batting at number 4 there.
yeah, precisely. My point being is that I was genuinely surprised when Mohammad Nabi did not get a start today because today was a kind of pitch that would suit Mohammad Nabi with the ball as well. And if he had come in at number 7, MI wouldn't have lost have felt I mean, MI wouldn't have felt like, okay, they are in trouble. They would have felt a lot better. I think again the
Yeah,
error here was the fact that, Devil Bruce, I still believe at that point in stage he should have just gone for it. He should have gone for it
yeah,
because you have batting left. He was batting as if there's no one else left and everything is on his
yeah,
shoulders to guide the team. That
yeah.
really put a lot of pressure on Tilak Verma as well. And then there came a point of lull for Mumbai Indians where there was no boundaries coming, not many singles as well being taken.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's exactly the
that,
phase I'm talking about. They were
yeah,
59 and
precisely.
42 balls, and from
Yeah,
there on, they just did not score any boundary for what, 2 overs, 3 overs. That span that really,
yeah.
really costed them the game. That was a very crucial stage in the game, right? The end overs where you're not scoring boundaries, and you don't tend to win games like that.
Precisely, and I think one of the factors, as you mentioned, is Sai Sudarshan. I mean, not Sai Sudarshan, but rather Sai Kishore. Sai Kishore, we've been screaming at the top of our voice to give him an opportunity. Finally,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gotten one. I think the team is now shaped up to a position where they need to play him. He's become their second spinner, and I think Rashid
yeah,
Khan and Sai Kishore are a perfect combo because Sai Kishore is the kind of bowler who doesn't give you an inch, and then you have to go after either one of them. And
yeah.
that's where MI didn't even go after any of them, which is even more
You know what?
surprising.
We've been shouting for a few players for quite a long while. One is Riyan Parag. He came good today. I'm very happy for him.
Yes.
One is Karthik Tyagi. I don't know where he is, but give him Ashish Nehra, please. I know you won the game. Umesh Yadav could have lost you that game. Trust me, he's not your guy. I know that from experience. Umesh Yadav could have lost that game. Not even one ball did he ball well in the last over. I know he got some crappy wickets, but he knows it. You saw it in his face. It just looked like, oh, what did I even ball? I just don't know. It
I
was
was
just it was just bad ball.
that Hardik Pandya bouncer was a very good one. But aside from that, he was
But
just
bro,
lucky
trust
that he
me,
was
if
facing tail enders.
Hardik Pandya had gone to that position to play that, if you could have cut it with no, I think there was no, I think there was a gap between cover point and also the mid off. So that was a
The
gap you
first
could have
boundary that
targeted
he
with
had,
that ball.
the first
Yeah, and he did
four
not
that he
use
had.
that well. So
Yeah,
maybe Hardik should have played the first shot which he played for the six to
yeah.
that ball as well, but he did not. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, to be very honest, Umesh Yadav, don't trust him. Give it to Karthik Tyagi. Don't trust that guy. I mean, he's not going to pick you wickets up front. So I don't know. I don't see Spencer Johnson picking up wickets up front, or neither is Umesh Yadav going to pick you wickets. Omarza, yes, he's a good pick. I thought he bowled really well up front.
He
Couldn't pick
did.
up two
He did.
wickets, two important wickets. But he needs someone to support. And it's not a bad option to take a punt on Karthik Tyagi. And he can ball well in the death as well, let's be honest. And you won't be faced with such a situation where, oh, you are like hoping that Umesh Yadav delivers. And 19 runs is what he had to play with. So I know Umesh Yadav against Chennai once, it was 26 runs. Dhoni almost pulled it off. 24 runs is what he scored, if I remember. So Umesh Yadav, don't
Got
trust
run
that
out
guy.
on the
Trust.
last ball. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So don't trust Umesh Yadav. That's all I can say. But talking about this game, I think Chennai are playing GT next.
Yeah.
Anything
Tuesday.
particular that you notice from Gill's captaincy or where Gujarat would like to improve in the next game? And what would you be worried as a Chennai team facing GT? Because I know you've just won one, you just won a couple of games against them, right? The qualifier two and qualifier one and the final. Two important games, most important games you could have ever won against them. So obviously Chennai got off to a brilliant start. I think we didn't do a review. Chennai defeated RCB as always in Chepauk. Rachin Ravindra, brother, I don't like you much, to be very honest.
You are
You
Rashid
shouldn't do
Ravindra,
all
bro.
this kind of
Commit
crap.
yourself. I would like to thank
Yeah.
Abel for playing as an alter ego, destroying his own team. How did it feel when you were destroying
Oh
RCB?
man, it felt bad, bro. I was just hoping like Virat just gave a sent off to him. I was hoping just get out, bro. Like, what is the whole point? But that guy looks the real deal. Trust me, that guy
You know
fits
what?
into that role so good.
There
If
aren't many
Chennai has to win the
times.
sixth title, I think Rachin
Yeah.
Ravindra will have to do a
Yeah.
lot in that. I think he will be a main guy. He's like a main character.
I just felt in that one match, I haven't seen Rachin Ravindra get out on a sweep much often. And
Yeah,
I thought that ball is gone as well. And I was very surprised
yeah,
that the ball ended up in the hands of the fielder. But yeah, you're right about that because he just seems, it almost seems like an improvement on Devon Conway. And you don't say that many often. Devon
yeah.
Conway has been a
But to
phenomenal
be
player
very
for
honest,
them.
Jaren, I never rated Devon Conway that high. I always wanted
Yeah,
someone
you
better,
don't
and
think.
Rachin Ravindra was always going
That's
to
the
be the
point
better.
is
So
valuable. Devon Conway and Rituraj had the biggest issue is that they never got off to good starts, right? They took their time. It would be the fourth over before a boundary would come in, where the boundary was, smashed. But I'll get to that Teju as well. I'll just come to that point. With Rachin Ravindra, what looked really good is RCB came with a plan to ball short balls, and they kept
yeah,
giving him that ball down the leg side. which is not what you ball to. Sachin Ravindra is
RCB
going
had
to
one
battle
plan in
well.
that entire game was to ball short to everyone. That was a ridiculous plan. Don't do that. It was like, oh, first game, two bounces, let's ball short to everyone. Bro, that doesn't work. It
You
just
know,
doesn't work. And it was
it
like
just seemed
everyone ball
like
short.
when you don't give an alcoholic alcohol for a while and they finally get their hands on a bottle, they want another one, then another one. Just seemed like
Inspired by
bounce was
true
the game
stories here,
plan.
guys.
It was no true stories. Abel is talking about himself. But all I'm gonna say is it came to a point where I was watching the match and I was so worried that Chennai is not gonna do well. And then RCB decided, okay, you know what? We've been balling short ball. Let's ball short balls where forget the batter, our keeper is in trouble. And that
Yeah.
just cleared the game for us. You guys
Bro
gave us so
almost
much
injured
vibes and
Anuj
excitement.
Gilchrist. I would have killed him if he would have got Anuj Gilchrist out in the first game. The guy, the only ray of hope for the season is that guy.
Anuj
Trust me.
Yadav, Anuj Rawat, sorry. Anuj Yadav is a classmate of mine. Anuj Rawat, I don't know what he was doing. He did great with the bat. But for some reason, when no one was looking, he decided to practice his throwing at the stumps. And it absolutely gave us 2 runs.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, I
mean,
remember that. I
that
remember
is,
that. There was some
I think,
sloppy
for
fielding from
everyone.
RCB, some overthrows, weird as overthrows from RCB that game.
Overthrows,
Although
extras,
RCB were just off completely. I mean,
yeah,
they had some really good faces in the game. I thought they pulled the game back very well with those short ball, Cam Green's overs and stuff like that.
yeah,
But somewhere down the line, I still think that's not the ideal RCB bowling attack I'd want to see. See, I don't see
yeah,
Karan Sharma in my team at any point of stage because Karan Sharma is just not a fit into that team. And secondly, that was just because you went with Checkbox reputation. You played him for reputation, nothing over
and Deepak
that
wasn't
pitch
young.
or anything you're gonna get.
It was a much quicker
And
pitch than people expected.
yeah, it was a bouncy wicket, and it was
Yeah,
tacky early on. It was slow, and it was like not coming onto the bat early on. It just got quicker as the game went on. It just got
yeah,
bouncier as the game went on as well. A very old nature of Chepak wicket in 1990s was of very similar, where you had so much of bounce in the wicket
yeah,
that was unleashed, and it should have ideally played in RCB's way. At firstly, you won
yeah,
the toss, and you decided to bat first. Very bad choice. Secondly, you could have dealt with Mustafizur much better. To be very honest, I mean, you gave away a lot of wickets. I just felt, especially some of the wickets. Let's be honest. I feel Maxwell's wicket should have been better. Faf's wickets, actually, that was the one which really got me off
Fab's wicket
because
was,
that
yeah,
over he had him under control. You shouldn't be going for that shot at that stage. But it's okay. It's T20 cricket, and I felt Virat Kohli looked extremely rusty in that first game. It looked like he was really playing cricket after 2 months. And Rajat Patidar needs to get his act right, man. Come on, it's not even India anymore. Just score some runs. Like, let's be honest, he's not scoring runs anywhere at this point. And Maxwell, okay, Maxwell, I still can understand. It's his first game. Cam Green, you get too fast with him. But
I think
if
Maxwell
you
got
have
a
to ask me
smarter
positive,
in because
like
I saw that
you
delivery.
had a worse nightmare as a team. Like, you lost
Yeah,
all your top batters, and who
yeah,
saved you were the batters who did not expect to score. So that's a massive positive for
yeah,
RCB that now their batters will know that these guys have runs under the belt. And Anuj Rawat looks really good. Look, let's be honest. I kept saying that he might play ahead of DK as well, but now he and DK are fitting into a team. I'm glad that he's. You saw that in the last season as well. He's improving. He was improving, and now he's reached a stage where he can really take on the ballers. And he really had some good range. So that's a good positive sign from RCB, and they've got some positivity from Mayank Dagar as well. What RCB has to do is that. But talking about Chennai, I think Chennai has almost covered all the bases right in terms of the way in which they've gone about the game. I think death bowling is again an issue with Tushar Deshpande. And maybe they'd want someone to step up with him. I think Patinana coming back will be great, but will you take a Patinana for a man of the match? Mustafizur is the biggest question now. So
exactly.
I think
I
Patinana and
think
Mustafizur will be condition based.
so when I saw the match, right, and this is something very out of the context here, but when I was seeing the match, I remember a lot of teams complaining about the fact that Mustafizur doesn't know Hindi or English, and doesn't really understand what the teams are saying. He struggled at MI, then he was shifted up to SRH. But if you saw the match, you will catch that Dhoni was the one who was communicating with Mustafizur. Dhoni, by the way, I don't know if you guys, many of
Most
people know this,
Bengali,
he
yeah.
was Bengali. And I think now Mustafizur will feel at home because I was watching the match and for
Yeah.
a second I was watching, I was like, how is Dhoni speaking to Mustafizur? And that's when it hit me. I saw an interview a long time back.
Actually,
You guys
that's a
know the
very good point. I
2019
mean,
World Cup
I
as
thought
well.
about that as well. To be very honest, I
Yeah,
thought about that as well because I think Dhoni made a confession a few years ago where he was playing against Bangladesh
yeah.
and they were talking Bengali, and Dhoni really could understand what they were
2019
talking.
World Cup it was the practice match where they were trying to talk about stuff, and then Dhoni goes up to them and speaks in Bengali and tells them to put decide the field here and there. I think it was him and Shakib Al Hasan who decided the field for Dhoni together by speaking Bengali with each other.
Yeah, to be very honest, yes. I mean, we've seen that, and I think that really helps Mustafizur. I mean, so far the biggest issue he's had is, and when you have Dhoni's brain, and if he can communicate in Bengali with Mustafizur, I think that's a perfect combination. But I really see them going back to Patirana for this very reason of considering the death. But it's upon Chennai now. It's upon Ruturaj and Dhoni and everybody to take a decision on that, and they might just back Mustafiz as well because you know he just picked up 4 wickets. They don't just drop players like that. If they see something about him, they feel there's an X factor
I
about him,
just
they
feel
might just back him.
compared to Patirana, I would rather trust Mustafizur at least on Chepauk, right? Because
Oh
Patirana
yeah,
has had an issue when it comes to bowling extras and stuff like that. Maybe they might just look at him and Mustafizur and say, for now, he's doing a good job. Let's stick with him.
yeah,
And I think Patirana also just a bit. The only way I see him fitting in is if they decide, maybe one of the foreigners become a impact sub. That might not be a bad idea either.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I personally feel it's going to be a tough decision for Chennai. But
Yeah.
talking about which, we'll come to today's earlier first game. Rajasthan took on Lucknow. I think last night we had a cracker as well. I think we'll just give it a mention. I just personally felt SR had choked when they really did not have to choke. I mean, to be honest, you bring a game 7 for 5, and Harshit Rana, bro, I see that Delhi wala in you with Gautam Gambhir as your coach. Bro, I think you have a good future. Trust me, I was very happy with the lad. I mean, outstanding
Yeah.
from Harshit Rana's nerves of steel. Whatever people might just throw hate at him, I mean, let's be honest. If you can accept a Virat Kohli, then you should accept a Harshit Rana. All are from same
See, all I'm gonna say is
blood and the breed of cricketers.
I
Let's be
miss
honest,
those days.
Gambhir, Harshit Rana, Ritik Shawkeen, these guys all have one thing in common. These guys all
Yeah.
are very, very fiery. And Nitish, I think who else from Delhi who was very, very fiery recently in IPL? I'm forgetting the name, Gambhir, yeah, Gambhir, Virat Kohli, Harshit Rana, Nitish Rana. I'm missing one more name, Ritik Shawkeen, 5 names already. These guys all have one thing in common. That's Delhi cricket. And these guys all are very, very fiery. And that really helps them. I mean, let's be honest.
I'd
That
rather have
attitude is what won him the game yesterday.
I'd rather have a player do that able than be way too lukewarm and calm. I mean, there's
Yeah.
one. Okay, I'm not saying that nothing against players who are calm. That's great, but I'd rather have a player blow a flying kiss at a batter
Yeah,
and then
bro.
still perform well.
60% of match
Like
fee, Shah Rukh Khan would have
you,
just paid it
I think you
with
guys
absolute one Google Pay transfer. That's it.
You guys remember the world cricket world before IPL, right? I don't know how many of you have seen Ram Naresh Sarwan and Glenn McGrath go at each other. Cricket is not a gentleman's game. It's become a lot more calmer now. It's just that it's given that name because of the old history and stuff. They don't
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
when they say gentleman's game, they don't mean that people are the players are gentlemen. They mean once upon a
yeah,
time the nobles were or the aristocrat English aristocrats were called gentlemen. They used to
yeah.
bat and batters had a upper hand in cricket. That's why it's called the gentleman's game, not because of the
Absolutely.
demeanor.
I personally felt, Jaren, the whole game yesterday, I just loved Harshit Rana, man. I mean, that guy has got something
Yeah.
about him. Your 25 crore baller went for 53 runs and 26 runs an over. I mean, bro, it is as simple as that you can get. And you
When I was
got hit
watching
by
the match,
Shahbaz Ahmed. Like,
when I was
after
watching the
everybody,
match,
Shahbaz Ahmed smashed you.
I was watching the match and I was like, oh, I would love to see the match with Sandeep Ali. I would have loved to see it, bro. Sandeep Ali was so excited about Mitchell
Uh,
Stark. Yesterday would have gotten even more excited.
Bro, I told you, I mean, Mitchell Stark, he doesn't give me that confidence. Neither does Pat Cummins, to be honest. They went in
Yeah.
combination for 13 runs and over. That was 48 crores and 13 runs and over. They had a very good day yesterday. Very, very chill. They're still getting paid, bro. So it doesn't matter. And I was very surprised with the pitch they gave. Russell again coming good, outstanding. But SRH's bowling was poor, to be very honest. They could have done a lot better against Russell and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Get your act right. And some teams I really don't understand. When you have Umran Malik, some teams when you have Karthik Tyagi, where are you now with two bouncers rule? You should have unleashed a Umran Malik against a Russell. I mean, that was your best
Absolutely.
opportunity. I mean, these
I
stupid
thought they
mistakes
got
really
their
cost big
act
time.
right. I felt initially they got their act right within the ball the right lines, even though when they
Yeah,
went for runs. But then when they went for runs with that strategy up front, then they just forgot that short ball exists. And they just kept balling in Russell's arc as if, just finish 20 overs, let us bat. We don't care how the
yeah,
target is.
yeah, exactly. It was not even Rinko. It was just Russell, and you just bowl to his strength. One thing you don't do to Russell is to ball that arc, and you just kept
Yeah.
balling, and they got smashed. And one other thing was Klassen. All what I hoped was, just Shahbaz Ahmed was a big culprit in that entire last over because I felt a lot of better mature batters. They would have looked for a two, they could have looked for a single, get the game closer. You don't go for the glory
Hmm.
shot when you need 7 runs or 6 runs. You know what? That really puts pressure on the opposite batter. And what Klassen had to do was to play a big shot. So these kind of small things, Shahbaz should have been more game aware. He did not do that. You played it into their hands, and Pat Cummins couldn't do anything much in the last ball. But let's come to today's game earlier on. I think we are missing on Delhi's game as well. Delhi took on Punjab. Basically, nobody cared about that game, but we're just going to talk
I'm
about it.
sorry, yeah. I mean, Rishabh
Yeah,
Pant came
I just
back.
saw that Delhi was having just batters after batters. They barely had bowlers. They even had an impact sub in the first innings as a batter. And Bro came and played well. Abhishek Puri played a brilliant knock. But the fact of the matter is, what was that bowling attack? And what is the need of playing Shea Hope? Like, why? Who are calling? Who has taken the strategy and tactical calls in that team? Ridiculous. I mean, you have, if you want to play someone, you could have played Abhishek Porel at 3, not someone like Shai Hope. Like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You missed on Andre Nokia, you missed on Jai Richardson. You went in Ishan Sharma getting injured after first over. You were meant to lose that game. I mean, you just lost it. It was Punjab that got the game a little exciting because of their historic traits of choking, but you still lost the game. That's the whole point.
I'll tell you what, that whole match, Abel, was a matchup between two teams with the worst bowling attack in the league. I don't
No, I don't think
understand.
Punjab is a bad bowling attack. Punjab is a decent
Punjab
team.
isn't a bad bowling attack, but that's only when you compare it to Delhi, bro.
Oh, yeah. But let's be honest, Punjab has a very good combination of bowling attack. I don't know why you're saying that. Arshdeep is good. Kagiso Rabada with this new rule looks good. Sam Curran is someone who's just under the weather, I feel, at this point. And Rahul Chair, Harpreet Brar bowled well. They have a decent bowling attack. It was Delhi shit batting got them into that position. I mean, let's be honest, that was shit batting from Delhi. Let's be very fair about that. They had a good start, scored 40 odd runs in 4 overs, and to fall from there, I mean, it just didn't make sense. You had a Ricky Boy in your team, you had Shea Hope, you had Abhishek Paul, Tristan Stubbs. What are you trying to do? Like, what is that T20 team? You don't. And how are you supposed to win a game? You don't win a game with 11 batters. You give Delhi an option, Rasal Ganguly and
I
Ricky
mean,
Ponting. Look at yourself in the mirror, man. Be more.
I'll be
Take
very
yourself
frank
on
with
that.
you. In that team, I just believe, or rather, I think I misspoke. I should have said, I wanted to say a bad bowling team versus a bad batting team because I'll tell you what, if Ishan Sharma wasn't injured, I think Punjab would have lost that game. He was bowling phenomenal ball. I mean, the kind of bowling he was doing, I think that spell to Shikhar Dhawan was just
Yeah.
excellent. The Johnny Bairstow, excellent. Prabhsimran Singh as well struggled the moment,
Yeah, the
then
first ball.
yeah, I mean, you just felt like if Ishan Sharma was bowling, I think Simran Singh would have gotten out.
Yeah.
And then what? Your number four batter is Sam Curran. I know he played well. I know he can be the number four batter. But the
Teju, I'll
fact that
just
they
make a
got him
comment here.
out,
Ishan Sharma can still bowl better than Mukesh Kumar at this age. And
oh
Ishan
yeah,
Sharma
yeah.
deserves the spot in a test team, like without a doubt, with what Mukesh Kumar has done.
And then I believe the biggest mistake they made when Sam Curran is going so well, after the wicket of Prabh Simran, I know Jitesh Sharma is a very good player, but I'd rather have him finish. So I would have sent in as Liam Livingston. And then if Liam Livingston in that mood with Sam Curran would have finished the game off
Yeah.
when our Delhi are a baller down. So I think two teams with absolutely no idea about tactics. And the only reason why the game came close is because tactically
And
both the
let's be
teams.
honest, David Warner dropped the catch in that situation as well.
Yes,
Yes, that was a very. I mean, I don't know if the game would have been turned or not, but
it
let's
would
be
have.
honest,
But
that
I
was
think
a very important catch at that stage.
he dropped the catch of Liam Livingston, right?
No, he dropped a catch of Harpreet Barar, if I'm not wrong.
Harpreet Brar, yeah. But I think
New batter in.
that would have
That would have been
gotten
a
up.
3 wicket over from Khalil Ahmed. Pressure would have been there. Then I know Sumit, what is it? Sumit Kumar could have not done anything anyway. But
Yeah.
things get really funny towards the end. But to be very honest, that was Delhi's game to lose, and Delhi just looked like a team who was there to lose. I think we'll talk about that only that much because only they deserve that much amount of time from us. Let's go to the next team. Next two teams who played was LSG and RR today. I just like the game, to be very honest, because I just felt Rajasthan Royals at this point is scary. And Sanju Samson, as always, first game, scores those 80, 70 runs, gets us all excited. I'm not going to buy into this time, Sanju. You're supposed to score those runs, and I'm not going to buy. If you can do this every 2 games, then I'll maybe take it
I'll be
seriously.
frank, it's about time Sanju gets an orange cap kind of a season. That's his talent. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's the
why.
challenge. But I'm not going to buy into it 88
Yeah,
first
yeah.
game. He does it
I'm
every
not.
season, right?
I think in true Mallu parent style, Sanju, I don't care. Orange cap or nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's it, Sanju. Look, we have expectations high, bro.
We are
I mean,
Mallu parents, me and Abel. No way.
yeah, yeah.
Mallu
We,
parents,
we keep our
not at
standards
all.
high. Sanju,
Not at all.
88 is good and all, but we deserve 100 there.
I'll tell
He's
you,
not clear.
in the true Mallu parents fashion, I'll tell you who surprised me is Avesh Khan. That
Yeah.
over, what an over!
No,
It was all of
actually,
a
who
sudden.
surprised me, Avesh Khan won. Avesh Khan did not have to do anything much. The guy who surprised me is Sandeep Sharma. That dude,
Hmm.
man. Bro,
He's back.
what a spell. That spell turned the game around. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, 4 overs, 48 runs with KL Rahul and Nicholas Puran batting, you would give that game to LSG 10 out of 10 times, right? Because they both are set, and Nicholas Puran, with the way he was striking the ball. But Sandeep Sharma, 3 overs, that spell was of the topmost class. I mean, we keep ignoring this guy, and I think he's an IPL legend. He deserves that status as an
Oh
IPL legend.
yeah, yeah. He's been phenomenal. Look at the batters he's made a monkey out of. He's Virat Kohli's monkey on the back, Sandeep Sharma, right? He's struggled.
Yeah,
Gale, he's
big time,
troubled.
big time.
Williams, he's troubled. I think Dhoni as well, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
a lot of
He's
players.
struggled
Lot.
against
You
him
remember last year when Dhoni had a game to
last
finish? He
year.
called a brilliant
I'll
last
tell you
over
what,
drive.
the commentators felt like Dhoni was going to finish the match. I was very worried when the ball was in Sandeep Sharma's hand because
Yeah,
I've
that guy
seen
is
Sandeep
really
Sharma ball
good, really
good
good.
death overs. I mean,
And
people
and, and,
don't.
and to be very
Yeah.
honest, Avesh Khan also was able to execute. Remember, it was a day game. I want to see the execution factor in a night game because in day games there's no dew, and on dry Jaipur conditions you can execute a Yorker. You're until unless you're very trash, you're feeling a lot of pressure. Until unless because I know Avesh Khan has the talent to execute it, Sandeep Sharma has got a talent to execute. But now the focus will be on whether can they do it in a night game. And Teju rightly mentions Ara's use of impacts up spot on. I mean, trust me, for them to bring in a burger and just to turn the game around. And usage of Riyan Parag. I mean, we've been talking about him for so long. The world has
Finally.
criticized him. I mean, we backed that lad. I mean, there is something about him. And he showed today batting at number
No, I
four,
think
what he can really do.
finally RR put him in the right spot. We've been
Yeah, finally,
screaming
finally. After how many years? Like 5 years?
to get him a number four. We've been asking
five
Devdutt
years
Padikkal to
it took
leave.
for them to make that one change.
And talking about Devdutt Padikkal and that whole conundrum, again the same mistake, wasn't it? I mean, when did he come to bat for LSG? He came to bat and number four, if I'm not wrong. He
Number
came
three,
to bat
number
number
three, number
three.
three.
Number three
Number
is
three.
still all right. But again, I mean, I think KL Rahul, he should bat at number four. I'm not saying he did
But
a
to be
bad
very
job today,
honest, David
but talk about
again
his
is
career.
wasting his career if he's gonna bat number three. You know what? I will take him as an opener in RCB even now and put Virat at three if you want to do that. But
Yeah.
joking, joking. I don't want him. I don't want him. To be very honest, I don't want him. Bro, I think he should make himself a test player. Let's be honest. If he's gonna bat number three and number four, he's not gonna get into Indian team anyways with that. So there are other number threes who are like way higher up the order than him. And I personally feel what
I
is the
like
whole
this
hue and
one.
cry about KL Rahul
Maybe
batting at
KL
number four?
Rahul,
I mean,
if
did
I
you
see
really like KL Rahul
something.
start as well? You felt like KL Rahul was under so much of pressure today once again. That start, okay, though he tried to catch up, but yeah,
I'll
let's
tell
be
you
honest,
why they
let's
lost
talk the
today.
facts.
Why is Deepak Hooda batting so lower down the order? I don't know because Deepak Hooda has done well for you number three.
Yeah.
I believe this batting order should be Quinton de Kock, Devdutt Padikkal, Deepak Hooda, KL Rahul, then Ayush Badoni if you want him there.
I think, yeah, Ayush Badoni, Nicholas Puran, Marcus Stoneman. That's a right way to
Oh,
go
sorry.
about it.
I would rather put. I'm not even going to put. Ayush Badal in there. I'm going to put him a little lower down the order.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Marcus Stoinis at that stage. Why
Yeah,
is
that's
Marcus
that's,
Stoinis
that's, that's a
batting
good.
so low down the order? I
You're not getting
forgot.
anything out of him. You're not going to get
I,
anything out of him if you're going to get play him at number seven. Rather, you don't play him. You play Kyle
because
Myers
I
instead.
was watching the match and I thought, okay, they did not select Marcus Stoinis. Then Marcus Stoinis comes into bat, and I'm like, what is happening here? Marcus
Yeah.
Stoinis bat at the same spot that Pat Cummins bats for SRH. You think he's that bad a batter? Or that good a
He's
bowler?
not. He opens batting, bro. He opens batting. I mean, trust me, that is so bad. Tactical calls have to be more profound from these teams. And yeah, Teju says this could be the year of youngsters Parag, Abhishek, Gurgaon, Gilchrist. See, Gurgaon, Gilchrist is my personal favorite at this point. This guy is like hitting it, bro. Hitting it like Gilchrist. That six which he hit of Tushar Deshpande, that was a moment for me. He's like, bro, this is the Gilchrist. Rishabh Pant, your spot is under threat.
Tushar Deshpande, oh my god, bro.
Bro, the guy just got away with Dinesh Karthik moving outside off stump. Otherwise, there was six wides in
I
that
think
last over.
Tushar Deshpande is a better batter when he's bowling and a better bowler when he's batting.
And where is Lord Shardul? That's something which we have to talk about in
Yeah,
depth.
why didn't we play Shardul? I think I would have been okay if Shardul was going for those
I
runs.
mean, it was
Because
just a
I would
last
even
season
he's
thing,
going to bat.
A last season thing. You gave Rahane, you gave Shard, you gave Tushar Deshpande. It was just carry on. from where you left off last. I think it's a decent team.
Last
Again,
year,
it's gonna
Tushar
be
bowling, I
about,
understand. They didn't have a better bowler. But
yeah. Talking
Shardul
about
Thakur done
which,
a better job.
Chennai's bowling will be an issue, especially pace bowling. Uh, I think RCB's bowling will be an issue, especially the spin bowling. Uh, LSD today, we spoke about it. That the space bowling is going to really struggle, and they did struggle today. Did not pick, I mean, though they picked up a wicket in the power play, but let's be honest, they just look clueless in the middle
I
overs.
mean,
Yash
who were the
Thakur,
fast
Mohsin
bowlers they
Khan,
played against? Mohsin Khan, 11.2 runs per over. Naveen Ulhaq, 10.2 runs per over. Yash Thakur, 14.3 runs per over. They had to bring in an Ayush Badoni, and he did a better job than all of them.
oh yeah, I agree. I agree. But I really felt, this LSD team in this out of the IPL itself, they are going to be a little weaker on the pace bowling department, and they show me why. Today was a decent pitch to ball pace. I mean, it had enough bounce, but not even Yash Thakur did not really execute it well. Neither did Mohsin Khan. I mean, they really played them out well, and I think I appreciate Sanju and Parag for taking on someone like a Bishnoi. That was a
Hmm.
trump card. They took him on. That really ruffled KL Rahul, the captain. I think for LSG, their issue is going to be this throughout the season. So this is where they might have to just go back to the old tactic of playing on a turning wicket in Lucknow and hope that their spinners do well. Where they have decent spinners, maybe they'll bring in Amit Mishra,
But
Krishna Pavasam.
again, that's gonna. And now my worry is, I felt like they made this pitch for their batters, and their batters absolutely exploded. I think they have to, yeah. I mean, and Nicholas Puran is valuable. Why
I
is
mean, today
Nicholas
was
Puran
in
so
Jaipur.
low
I
down the
think this
order?
pitch is perfect for Rajasthan, but not for, trust me, for LSD. I don't think this doesn't really
No, I
suit
think
LSD.
that's the thing, right? When you're facing a team like Rajasthan, if you play a turning track, Ashwin and Chehel are gonna boss you guys.
Yeah,
And that's where I felt. That's why I thought they went with this pitch. But again, tactical. I mean, I completely forgot about this. Nicholas Puran comes into bat after Devdutt Padikkal, Ayush Badoni, and Deepak Hooda.
yeah,
You saw the kind of form he was in. Give him
yeah.
20 more balls, he would have won you the match.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I feel like Nicholas Puran should bat number five, not six.
It
But
should
I
have
think
been
they're so
Quinton de
rigid
Kock.
with their roles. Sometimes, yeah, in T20s, a
Yeah,
lot of captains make this mistake. Don't be
yeah.
so rigid at times. Like, for example, Tim David can only bat after 15 overs. Hardik Pandya trying to do something today. A lot of things like this. Hetmeyer looks finished. I think Hetmeyer is really low on confidence. Maybe you
I've
might say
spoken
Robin Powell
about
make
this.
a replacement for him very soon. And they
We
have
spoke
Donovan
about
Ferreira as
this.
well. Trust me. And they have Tom Cadmore. What's his name? Tom Caller Cadmore. That's what his
Yeah.
name is. Such a big name, man. Yeah,
Donovan,
he's good as well.
we spoke about this in the pre-match as well, Abel, that I believe this season, since you don't need a wicket keeper, right? You already have a Sanjay Samson. Get in a Donovan Ferreira, get in Robin Powell. If nothing, there'll be an improvement in the field.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think they have three wicket keepers in the playing 11. What more do they want? They have Dhruv Jura, they have Josh Butler, they have Sanju Samson. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody wants one wicket keeper, and these guys have three
You
roaming
guys can
around
be
them.
like,
That's so
acha,
good.
4 overs you keep. I mean, like 5 overs Sanju will keep, 5 overs Josh
Yeah,
Butler
yeah.
will keep,
Trust me.
and 5 overs then yeah. I mean,
Absolutely. And Ashwin also balled really well in the last over today. I mean,
he
he was
did.
really good to ball
And
that
that
over.
wicket of Marcus Stoinis is very important.
That was very good. So that carrom ball
Yeah,
was really good. Let's go to
yeah.
tomorrow's game. It's RCB taking on KXIP. Sorry, PBKS. I
Oof.
bro,
You have to
I got
remember, they
big.
are the less super kings.
Yeah, the less Super Kings, the Punjab Kings. They won the first game. As always, Punjab sets to deceive us, winning first 3-4 games or 2-3 games.
I
As
know. If you
always.
saw the match, you would know that it was the lack of quality from Delhi that
Yeah,
really
yeah.
was
But
variable
tomorrow's
there.
game is in Chinnaswamy.
Yeah. If they can get their act
Yeah.
right, I think Punjab could win the
So
game
tomorrow's
because the
game is in
bowling of
Chinnaswamy,
RCB.
and RCB's bowling is on the verge. I really hope RCB really looks at Mr. Hetmeyer and asks him, not Hetmeyer, sorry, Alzari Joseph, and tell him to ball a little more. He can use a lot more things in his armory, not just a short ball.
I was surprised that they picked Alzari Joseph. I felt like they would go with a Reece Topley. I don't know. I hope it's
Yeah,
an
I
illusion.
felt it, but I understood why they went with Alzari because they had a Yash Dayal in their plan, and Yash Dayal balled really well. Let's be honest, he was
Brilliantly.
their best ball. He was their
Yeah.
best ball. Literally, he was swinging the ball up front, and I don't think Reece Topley will get that nod if Yash Dayal is going to ball that way. So Yash Dayal is definitely there, but I think as they're going to go in with an Alzari Joseph, what they really need to do at this point of stage is I forgot to mention Harshal Patel's last over. I'm so glad we released him. Uh, Gave away
I
26
told
runs.
you guys, Harshal Patel is the worst bowler of Punjab to buy. If this had been in Chennai, he would have been a great bowler. But because imagine him and Mustafizur bowling those last overs, I think it would have been a
Yeah,
very difficult one to get away with. But if you
yeah.
imagine him bowling in wherever it is in Punjab, I don't think you're gonna get a turning track in Punjab. Just doesn't
Yeah,
work there.
that was just bad bowling, bro.
You spend
That
11
guy,
crores for him to go at 11 runs per over.
bro, I would have accepted if it was some big like Mitchell Marsh or Rishabh Pant who took him on. Because Abhishek Porel, like that dude has barely that guy has struck out 106 in IPL before this. That guy took
Yeah,
you out. Like
yeah.
literally, you made him a hero overnight. And I have seen him play for Bengal. He's not that big a deal. And you still went for that. I'm glad he's not in Chinnaswamy. I'm so glad we have one
No,
burden
we have
less.
to talk about this. I'll tell you what, Kapil, before I come to that, there was a very interesting one. I told you, I predicted this was going to happen. Remember, long time back, I said that Hardik Pandya is going to take the new ball and Bumrah is not going to like it. Very similar thing happened today where Hardik, I think before the start of the game, Rohit Sharma and Hardik had a conversation. Rohit Sharma, Hardik, and Bumrah. And then Hardik just took the ball, walked off. Rohit and
Yeah, I
Rohit
saw that. I saw
and
that. I saw that.
yeah, Rohit and Bumrah had what you call a pretty much इसका क्या करे भाई that kind of a session.
Who is this bro? I mean, literally, we are like Indian test team bowler, and
Rohit,
I'm like world number one bowler. Who
Rohit,
are you? Like that was exactly the reaction, bro.
yeah, and
I
Rohit,
saw
if
that
you're
not just
watching this,
once, but this
Rohit,
guy
if
was
you're
trying to
watching
impose
this,
himself like a captain today. Rohit, tu jaja, jaja, idhar, thoda aur idhar,
Rohit, if you're watching this, come to Chennai. We'll give you respect, bro.
But I'm being very honest, Rohit. RCB deserves you. We need a next year a captain
I
and
mean,
an
just
opening
change
batter.
that
Chennai has
around.
got the new captain anyways. They're sorted. They're not going to give you captaincy
Just
anymore.
change that around, right? I'm not glorifying my own team, but just change that around. Remember, Chennai's match. I think I don't know who the bowler was, but he went to Dhoni to ask for DRS. Dhoni's like, no, look there. He pointed to
Yeah,
Rituraj. Look at the
I saw that. I
difference
saw that. I
in
saw that. I think it was
aggression.
was it Deepak Chair who was bowling or Tushar Deshpande?
I
One of them
think
was bowling
Deepak
that.
or Tushar, but yeah, he's like, no, I'm not a captain. Look at that. I'm not saying this about Rohit. I'm saying about Hardik. Like that's the kind of respect you get if you are,
Bro, that team
united as
is
a dressing room.
collapsed. I mean, that team is gone, bro. Trust me.
And
Today
yeah,
was a clear cut
I agree with this.
example.
What is Rohit Sharma doing on long on? He never fields on long on. He's not a fielder for long on. I'm sorry.
I understand he doesn't have to stay in the circle anymore. He's a decent fielder in the boundary. Maybe just fly him out
No,
there.
he's a
And it
way
doesn't
better
matter for me there.
in the
That doesn't
field.
matter for me. That you have to adapt according to team. But for me, what really was funny was the communications in the field. It's available. Everybody can see it. Like what's happening there, bro? Why do you want to make it into a serial now? It just looked like some freaking TV serial. Only that flashes was required. Hardik's like,
I think the next team director of MI should be what's her name? The lady who Ekta Kapoor.
perfect, perfect. That really
Yeah.
works. To be very fair, let's end it on that note that MI. I hope they come back, but I don't see them winning the title. If they win, it'll be a very big surprise. It'll be just on that power they have got in the team, not on teamwork. Trust me, nothing on
But
teamwork.
you know what,
On
Abel?
individual brilliance is what they're gonna win.
2008, 2020, 2023, 2021. I'm quoting a lot of Chennai wins here. But even 2023 Mumbai shows that if you have good team atmosphere, you're going to do well in IPL.
Yeah,
2008, no one said that RR is going to win, but Shane Warne and that management, even 20, I think 2021 only, yeah, when Gujarat won it, or 2020 it was.
22.
2022, when Gujarat won it, good team atmosphere. Today as well, good team atmosphere won them the game. I have to
Oh,
say.
you could see the camaraderie, bro. That win celebration from the guys coming along. It looked like a test win. Usually, you don't celebrate this much for a T20 game, right? I mean, it
Yeah,
looked like they wanted it. Gujarat wanted it. It was a grudge match for them. They
yeah.
had to show Hardik his Okat or whatever they want to show him. He was absolutely humble
And
today, and they wanted it.
I loved it from the fans that 80,000 people booing Rohit. I was happy. I know I love it. I respect Hardik a lot as a cricketer, but he deserved it. He
Oh, he
absolutely
deserved it.
deserved
I
it.
mean, you needed that drama in
And
Hardik as
it
a dog
affected
needed come back.
Hardik.
I
With
agree,
the
bro.
ball,
Hardik
30
almost
runs,
pulled it off today,
50
but today he
overs,
did not deserve to. Trust me.
he did not
It was
deserve
just for
it.
the drama. It was nothing else. It was just for the drama. He didn't
Yeah.
deserve to win today. He might win the next 14 matches, 15 matches win the IPL, but he deserved to lose today in Ahmedabad. It was
No, but
part of the
Teju,
script.
the question is still, he might be a comeback, but the question is he going to have the team in his back? If he's going to
Yeah.
do this to a Bumrah,
Is
if he's
he
going to do this
demanding
to a
respect or
Rohit,
does he command respect is the biggest question.
yeah. At this point in time,
Now,
he's
Ruturaj
crying for
Gaikwad
respect.
has already gotten, I think Shubman, no, not Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shubman Gill has already gotten the dressing room in his first game. I could sense it from
Yeah.
Spencer Johnson interview that, Shubman Gill's
Yes.
captaincy. And he looked like a very proactive captain. Shubman Gill didn't look like, oh, I don't know what's happening. he was involved throughout the game. He did not give up, and that it's not because of him alone. It's Ashish Nehra also. I think they
Yeah.
all come together and make a
I
very good
think
team.
if Spencer Johnson interview itself, able he must have said Ashish Nehra 5 to 6 times in that 5 minute 2 minute interview.
I mean, that guy is like a football manager, and I think Gujarat,
Jose
if
Mourinho,
they made it a playoff with this team, as I mentioned, if
they
at
will.
all
They
they
will.
do,
I'll tell
bro,
you
I
what. I just have a
swear,
feeling
then
GT might just make it to the playoffs.
if they make it a playoff with this team, then I have no words. I'll just give it like, this team has got something about them because every time I write them off, like as I mentioned, I keep writing them off as always at the start of the season, and they just keep proving me
Yeah,
wrong. And I keep falling in love with this team more and more with more they do. I just wanted them to win. I love their atmosphere, love the team. They got three Tamil Nadu boys who are like amazing, four actually in total. Sai Kishore, Sai Sudarshan, Vijay Shankar, Shah Rukh Khan. They've got more Tamil Nadu players than Chennai Super Kings themselves. And I think Chennai Super Kings are more Gujaratis than Gujarat Titans. A funny thing. So, so that's the crazy part
that's
about
IPL
IPL.
for you.
That's literally IPL for you. And as simple as that, I hope Gujarat does well. Genuinely, from talking from the bottom of my heart, and because I see a India captain in Shubman at some stage, so that's one of the reasons why I want Gujarat to do well.
Absolutely.
And Ashish Nehra, bro, you are gonna get my respect. Like, get something different. Good night, all of you, and see you all soon.